Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here, and I'm in Colorado. And actually, as soon as I'm done, I'm going to take down that Texas plate and bring that home with me and put it in my Texas office. That way, not like you can't figure it out by wall color or whatever. Not that you might even care that I live in both Colorado and Texas. Anywho, I'm coming to you from Colorado at the moment. Bless you. I'm going to be doing a random collective reading, and all of my readings are timeless. If you are interested in a personal reading, astrology, or tarot, my information is down below. I am Zube. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. And before there's I want to, there's like stuff, right? That wants to come out. I am personally going through a lot, but it's funny because once I get started with these things, I almost feel like I step aside. But we are a collective, and you are here for a reason. So take what resonates, leave what does not resonate. Before I like to bring in a message from meditation, and it's this, like they were like, move up, like there's a pattern that is repeating, and I know it, and maybe this is true for you. So it's just a visual of like, come up, like I'm in a corn maze. That's kind of what I was seeing, and it's time to just come up out of it. So I guess I got to learn how to like levitate or something. Whatever, the metaphor analogy worked for me. I kind of want to Google what the difference is between a metaphor and an analogy. So I'm like, all right, well, what am I going to say in this fucking reading? Like, what do I have to say? And I did a little bibliomancy. And in Colorado, I don't have that many books, but I have How to Become a Famous Writer Before You're Dead by Ariel Gore. And the page I opened up to said, what I'm interested in is finding creative and compelling ways to talk about the truth. I was like, damn. Bibliomancy is when you just open up a book and then scroll to a page. I'm going to read the whole paragraph just because I want to, and then I'm going to pull some cards. But it's like there's leveling up. There is something in our faces, like a glaring pattern. Or if you're here, or if this isn't for you, that's totally fine. Then maybe this reading isn't for you. But this vibes with me, and I'm feeling compelled to share it, so it might with you as well. It says, how do you obscure things? I try not to obscure much unless it is really going to be too revealing for people and hurt them. And even if it's still hard, and even then it's still hard. For whatever reason, reality is what I am compelled to write about. I'm not very interested in making things up. My own imagination has never been much of a match for the reality of my life. To obscure things too much takes the fun out of writing for me. What I'm interested in is finding creative and compelling ways to talk about the truth. So, I mean, that kind of goes with what I was saying. It's like, and I'm going to explain this in sort of a personal way, because maybe that will make it make sense. I don't even need an analogy, but there are a lot of things I do. I love Taoism. I love to listen. I love to observe. I'm also a human being. I don't have anybody to really study Taoism with. So I just watch a lot of videos, and sometimes I'll pull out the Tao Te Ching and read a passage, and then I'll read like interpretations of that passage and all of that. But it's the warrior energy in me that's lacking a little bit. Astrologically, I have Mars in Taurus, so I just like fucking hang in there. that's my warrior energy, is just kind of hanging in there, you know. But there are times when I keep things to myself, like it's like when it comes to communication, people would be surprised to find out that I'm actually pretty private, specifically when I'm going through things, just because I'm really vocal about the fact that I'm sober and I don't have like primary custody of my kids and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, I tell a lot, but what I tell is specifically chosen. You know, I am rather careful about what I say. And I listen a lot. And on Facebook, I shoot rainbows out of my ass for like the biggest part, because that's what it's for. I don't know. Like I don't necessarily go on there to be, I hate when people passive aggressive post and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, sometimes I'll be like about to post a meme that doesn't really mean anything to me, and I'll reread it. And I actually think, somebody's going to think this is about them, so I don't post it. I don't post memes that like really make me think so and so needs to see this. Why am I sharing all this? But it's important to like tell the truth, you know? So when I was going through AA, and there was Larry. Larry was my spirit guide. Now, here's the weird thing about Larry. Larry just helped me get sober. Larry's not really around anymore. And that's what I believe about spirit guides, you know? And I know that there were other people in AA who were like, oh, how cute. She calls God Larry. And I'm like, whatever. I don't even care. I didn't clear it up for him or anything like that. And then now I'm going through this weird thing where, you know what? I fucking say God. It's God. Like, it's God to me. It's not some dude or whatever. You know, I love Mother Mary. Like, I don't know. There's just all these weird rules that I have in my head of what I shouldn't do and say. And I'm tired of that shit. Like, I'm just fucking tired of it. So, um, you know, I had an incident in the past where I'm a, I provided, how do I want to say this? It was a sounding board repeatedly, um, repeatedly. Like, if you never call to tell me something good is going on in your life, I figured out that's what it is. Like, people who don't ever call me and say, oh my God, this is so amazing, you're never going to believe what happened. Like, I'm here for it. I'm here for the hard stuff. I really, really am. But I never once heard good news from this person who's not tech savvy. Like, so I'm all right saying this. And I have 149 subscribers. Whatever. If I blow up, I kind of said what I needed to say recently. And you know, I was saying, I go, you know what? I fucking have struggles too. I just don't really share them. You know, it's me and God when it comes down to the issues that I'm having. And I can't hold what you have to share. Like, I don't have space for it. I'm sorry. It's been a few years, and I'm carrying my own stuff. You need to carry yours, okay? Because when I have stuff to carry, I take it to spirit, to the universe, to God. And I figure it out there. And like the immediate response was that I needed to accept Jesus as my personal savior. And I was like, girl, look, that just, you know, that's fine for you to feel that way, but that's just not the way I feel. Look, you know, I got Jesus, I got Mary here. I think I got on my Buddha shirt underneath. They're all I think it's funny when Buddha hangs out with Jesus and Mary on my necklace. But for a person to read, and this happens, for someone to tell me that they have the answer when I'm regularly asked to hold things for them. And I'm the one that needs like to be saved. Well, what about like your personal savior? How come like did you give that shit to him? Like, so I'm having problems in my life because I haven't accepted Christ as my personal savior. But how about the people who are like coming to me with all their problems? Why am I talking about this? I don't even know if I'll post it, but I kind of want to, it's like part of my baggage is that I'm so careful with everything I say because I've been in so many situations where every word it can be like changed and like, you know what, I'm just me. I'm here. I'm going to say things wrong. Like I'm going to say things imperfect. If you have a heavy load, I'll help you carry it sometimes. I don't like other people to help me carry my load. That's a bit of a trauma response, I think. I just like to take it to like somebody who has infinite ability to help me carry that shit, but I understand that like I have worked really like diligently. My spiritual practice is constant. Like I am in constant communication with God's spirit. And you know, I have a direct line and I don't and the reason I do that and the reason I do this is so that other people recognize that they have a direct line too, but we do need companionship. And so there are I'm in Colorado for a reason. I needed my hubby, because human to human, we want to, but too many people are like, oh, here, hold this shit for me, hold this shit for me, hold this shit for me. And then don't have any room when you have shit. Or they're like, oh, they're just looking at the shit that you like have. And they're like, okay, so next time I can give her more shit because I held some shit. And it just gets fucking weird. What am I even talking about? I think Jesus is a kick-ass dude, and I think humans wrote the Bible. They were probably channeling or something. I really think Jesus was telling us that the power was within us. And I think that God is some dude, it's source energy, and we're loved. We're loved. And I'm really, really struggling, but with loving everyone exactly where they are, that feels like that is kind of my mission on earth, is to just love people where they're at. And I do, but then how do you do that and draw boundaries, because also I can, like, I feel really complainy after hearing complaining. And I do know as well that when you like look, I think I read somewhere, if you look at the 8 people that you're most surrounded by, that you're in most contact with, that is going to generate what your attitude is. And there are other people that I have joyous conversations, and then I start to feel like I want to dump, because I'm like carrying all of this stuff, not just mine, but others, people's, Basically, I'm saying I'm right in there with you guys. Maybe even struggling more than you might be. Internal, we got the 5 of Cups. That is gratitude. I mean, it's kind of like, if this reading is, or if this video in general is resonating with you, the 5 of Cups have spilled, right? But there are 2 cups standing behind him. So there is an appropriate time for mourning. There is an appropriate time for sorrow and for acknowledging things that we've lost. But it's important to recognize that there's always something to be grateful for. So maybe like it's time to turn around and see what cups are full. So it could be maybe we are letting go of friendships. Maybe we are, losing relationships. Maybe there has been loss that we've experienced. And this new moon in Taurus, the readings are timeless, but if you're watching this around May 4th, the new moon in Taurus on May 7th is all about new beginnings. It's all about really like moving forward into what is it that we want to create and manifest. How do we want our life to look like? Like we're creating the new earth, and if we continue to react to what's in front of us that we don't like, I'm saying we're just going to create more of that. You know, if we're like, oh, I don't fucking like that, then there's just going to be more of that, you know, because that's what you're feeding energy to. Anyway, so inside, maybe we are going through losses, stuff like that. Kind of like, but here are my cups that are full. 10 of Pentacles. Here's why I love the 10 of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles is looking at the bigger picture. It's long-term legacy, it's prosperity, it's abundance. It's an old man watching his children and grandchildren play. You know, and he had a long life, and I bet some of it was hard, and for some of it, it was toil and trouble, and for some of it, it was joyful. But it's like, that's where with the 10 of Pentacles, we get up in the helicopter, we kind of look at like life going up and down and up and down, you know. And it's also in my deck, specifically this deck, 10 of Pentacles comes out to symbolize ancestors. You know, so like I'll pull this card and it will be something will come out in that reading about someone or family member that they lost or whatever. But so we are surrounded, internal 5 of Cups. We're losing things. You know, maybe we're shifting around and turning towards gratitude. Maybe not yet. Maybe we should. Maybe we are. But at some point we're going to turn and we're going to cross a bridge. There is a bridge back here behind them. So it'll be time to like turn around, grab the 2 cups standing and cross the bridge to move the fuck on. Move on. Break through that pattern that is repeating. Be yourself. Find joy. You are loved. And the 10 of Pentacles is here to remind us that life is long. This is just a part of the journey. We are surrounded by ancestors. And we want to think about what we want to create, not what we don't want to create. All right. This is the God card, God spot, God's perspective, Spirit's perspective, looking down. We have the Queen of Cups and the Page of Swords. So the Queen of Cups, this is being emotional, but she is also, this is a woman who possesses like psychic gifts and intuition, who nurtures herself, takes care of herself. And it's from God's perspective, so that like integrate your experience. And the Page of Swords is childlike energy. And it doesn't matter if you're like a man, woman, or children should not be watching this because it's not for under 18. But anywho, the Page of Swords is childlike energy, and the swords are air. So that's learning. So integrate what is going on emotionally. Like if you have not cried enough, cry a little bit more. Remember that you should turn around in gratitude. If you've been crying too much, then you need to just integrate it, turn around, and move forward. The Page of Swords, what did you learn? Look at your situation curiously. And like, even if it's not something specific, like it could just be a general feeling of like, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Well, you've got to go there and here first. And whatever your struggles are, What could you learn from them? Even write it down, make it a project. Like I've been kind of looking at my life with regards to that. Okay, what am I learning from this? I need to be confident in what it is I believe, which is all over the place. Like it's just all over the place. And I am confident in it, but I just kind of go like this with it. I have a YouTube channel. So I'm not hiding it, but I will sit there and listen to somebody tell me I need to accept Jesus and be like, oh, okay, okay. Is that cool? Or for me to just be like, okay, and not do it and be like, whatever. Or should I really just say something? But what's the fucking point? Like, what's the point in even saying anything? Like, I don't know. Anyway, this is my thing, but I'm learning. I'm turning that over in my head. I'm turning that over in my head. And it's like, I'm happy and I got a lot of bullshit going on, and I don't come to everybody with all my problems, So it kind of pisses me off when people try to tell me how to live. Like, okay, because it's working out for you. No, I want to pull an angel card. I have different decks in Colorado and Texas. So it's kind of exciting when I come up here. I have different clothes too. I'm like, ooh, my Wawa shirt. Wawa. You're from the Northeast or Florida. Wawa. Okay. So we're gonna pull an angel card. Yep. Archangel Michael. It's funny because I don't actually like this deck that much. Um, because some of how many fucking archangels are there? But Archangel Michael is fighting our battles for us. Um, let me read actually what the book says. But it's time for us to just be and learn and to realize that we don't know everything, but it's okay to be who we are. Card number one. Okay. Michael comes into your life to bless you with strength and courage for your journey. He communicates with you through visions and dreams, guiding you to align your life to fulfill your purpose and to be who you are meant to be. A fierce protector of all that is good and loving, Michael assists you to remove fear from your life and to protect you. Call upon Michael when fear of the known and unknown takes hold of your life, when you are faced with overwhelming challenges, or when negative thoughts and emotions begin to pull you down. When you are unsure of which angel to call upon for help or guidance, Archangel Michael can assist you with any problem you may face. I said, it took me a really long time, but it's kind of like what I was saying. Call on Archangel Michael, call on your spirit team, whatever. Be confident in your own connection to spirit, right? And I watch readings, I watch astrologers, I watch and listen at to everything. Like I'm always observing everything, and I get like synchronistic experiences, or I hear the exact thing I need to hear. And that's how this all works for me. If I get curious, things are, even difficult things are easier to go through. And meditation and listening, and I have really been sitting in the quiet lately. Like I go through phases where I'll go through like 5 YouTube videos and be like, nope, nope, nope. It'll be my favorite people. It's not even I like to sit alone in silence, but I've just been being in the quiet. Divine directions, time. The universe is helping you look for synchronistic events around you. All right. I'm going to ask this thing. I feel like that was kind of a personal share. Who knows? I'll put this video up, but maybe not. Maybe eventually I'll take it down. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I did ultimately say I have my own connection. Okay. I don't need to be told what to do. So I wasn't hurtful. I was kind, and this isn't meant to be hurtful either. But let me do another one. But that was a synchronicity. Time takes time. Well, meditate, reconnect with your inner spirit, walk, practice yoga, meditate, or listen to music. That's really funny that came out. And let me do Moon Goddess. We're gonna do one of these. Okay, daily guidance from your angels. Notice the signs. Yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and never alone. Let your past go. The burden of carting your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and now it's gone. And then we got the ocean. So 3 came out. The deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desirable effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. I'm laughing because I used to meditate to the sound of the ocean in rehab. And that's when that Larry walked up next to me in the meditations, and I was like, who the fuck is this? I've told the story before. But then when he was just listening to me, and then he would just say quiet things, like nice things, and I'm like, yo, this is not my brain, because my brain would be being really mean to me right now. Anyway, but Larry was not an angel. Guides aren't angels. Angels have never been incarnated on earth before. So there is that. And then I want to do a Queen of the Moon oracle. And I'm going to ask the question, am I meant to post this for everybody else? And let's see what comes up. Trust. I'm going to take that as a yes. Trust. Trust in what's happening. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what you all are going through. I'm being a little bit vulnerable here. That I am just going through stuff. I'm fine. I'm great. Like, I'm gonna be okay. I know that I am loved by the divine. I can always learn from my lessons. I can always look at things from a different perspective. I'm in a human body, and some of this stuff feels really brutal, but I have perspective. And the reason that I have perspective on that, and some of it is just like crushing, like I think I'm really burrowing into a lot of old stuff that I've worked on for a long time. but it's hard when other people won't let go of that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm finding a struggle. Like I'm trying to move forward. Like people keep going like that. But what about this? And that's tough, you know, because I'm like, yeah, there is that. Like I've worked diligently to do better. Anyway, I feel like this was good. Whatever. maybe you'll hate it. Who the fuck knows if you're even still here. Thank you for stopping by if you are. And I hope you have a great day on earth. Peace. Namaste.